Hello, and thank you for being here. My name is Samsarah Morgan, and I am the Executive Director of the Oakland Better Birth Foundation. I am also the founder and director of NIA Healing Center for Birth and Family Life. I hope you're having a great day, and I'm here to talk to you about doulas. A few years ago, I made another video on this topic, and it seems to have done very well on YouTube, so feel free to find it and see what I said then. I think it was about 7 years ago. Didn't have as much gray hair then, but you know, still cute. So I hope you're having a splendid day. When I first started being a doula, no one knew what a doula was, and I was constantly in a state of explaining what my profession was and how I was there to help. And of course, once people understood, they were very, very happy. And I've been blessed to be a doula now for 39 years, be 40 years in the fall. And it's always been a joyful way to serve my community and serve families. And if you see my work with NIA Healing Center, that's the focus of my work, is to provide environments where families can thrive, either by providing them with counseling services or rites of passage or parenting services, which includes birth and postpartum and early parenting support. Whatever I can do within my skill set to assist families in living together in a happy, healthy, productive way, that's what I'm all about. So I wanted to go back and talk some more about what a doula is, because I think that what that is has expanded even more over time. And similarly to my previous video, it has expanded, but in a lot of ways it's gone back to a past solid role in the community. So going back to, say, the time of the 20th century African-American midwife in this country, we're going back to a person who did everything. She birthed the babies. She also provided social services supports to families, mediated disputes, helped people with getting food if that was something that was needed, if the community was in that sort of crisis. But that person was the one who actually presided over the rite of passage of parenthood for families. So mothers who had birthed their babies with a particular midwife, when it was time for their daughters to birth, generally speaking, that family went back to that same midwife, who then helped that family welcome in that new generation. And that could happen for several generations in the previous century, earlier in the previous century, because people did have their children kind of on what was considered now to be young, but it was considered that, well, you know, when you were 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, you would be getting married and having your children. So a midwife had the opportunity to preside over perhaps 2-3 generations of a family in supporting them and supporting the community. She would grow food in her garden, and she would make sure that the pregnant folks had fresh vegetables, and, you know, help out if somebody's partner needed a job. She was an intricate part of the community and serving that community and helping in every way that she could. Now, midwives also are the people who can deliver a baby, meaning to monitor the mom throughout her pregnancy, to make sure that she stays healthy, that she gets what she needs to be healthy, and so her healthy body can go forward and birth her baby with minimal muss or fuss. Doulas don't deliver babies. That's the big line in the sand. The big line in the sand is that doulas are folks who certainly can help with all the support aspects. We can help with social service aspects, um, helping plug mamas into what resources might be available in the community that she might need and might not be aware of herself. Couples coaching, family coaching, preparation for childbirth, preparation for parenting, definitely lactation, helping with breastfeeding, all of those things. But the taking blood pressure, doing vag exams, checking dilation, witnessing, and supporting and helping whatever way might be needed. Most times babies come out just fine, but if there is some additional help needed, the midwife is the holder of that knowledge. All that could go in any way during a natural, healthy birth, and how to support that process and being good, natural, and healthy, including getting baby born and getting baby on mom's breast. So when you're thinking about doula, you're thinking about a person in these modern times. We're thinking about a person who's going to be practicing in many different places. Doula can support at-home births, and more we're getting to do that, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. For me, as a doula and now a student midwife, it's always an honor and a privilege to witness the craft of the home birth midwife and her presiding over that process, and even the cool, even-handed way that potential issues are handled. It's always an honor to witness that. Oh, I have not been present at a home birth where the mother has not been treated with respect, given full informed consent, told everything that's going to happen and why it might need to happen. The mother agrees to whatever measures need to be done, and then is move forth clearly, very respectful of the family. Partners are also given the information that they need so that everybody can feel cool and confident about the fact that their family member is being well cared for and the baby's being well cared for. Unfortunately, sometimes in a hospital setting, this is not the case. I know there are good hospital folks out there, and they're doing their job and they're working really hard, and I'm not trying to bash them at all. And so please hear me when I say that. I know you're out there. I've been the doula at over 1,000 births. I've seen you, and unfortunately, you've got some people in your ranks that are giving you all a bad name. So I hope that you will talk to your peeps and help to maintain the high standard of care that I know in your heart you know is very important, and that you carry forth every day in serving the families that you serve. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, there are some folks who are not very professional. There are folks who are allowing issues of race and class to get in the way of the quality of the service that they provide. And so it is very important for the doula in a hospital setting to kind of be on the lookout for that, to kind of help the family navigate through that. Doulas can't speak for the family per se, but certainly be there as support and witness to what's happening, and to help them in the aftermath, whether they need to write letters or whether they need to take any kind of action, or to say no to a certain procedure because it doesn't feel comfortable, right, reasonable, fair, kind, to support the family and perhaps getting another medical person in the hospital, maybe a doctor that they're working with, just not hearing each other. Sometimes a nurse is just not hearing the client, and so we get to say, you can ask for another doc, you can ask for another nurse. Perhaps you can get somebody who's more on your wavelength and can help you to understand, because even if it's a needed procedure, if the family doesn't feel that the doctor's operating in their best interest, then they're going to say no. So let's get people who can hear each other, and so decisions can be made on the side of safety, as opposed to being overwhelmed in clouds of misunderstanding and a lack of trust. So in the hospital setting, We definitely are making sure that our clients have informed consent of all hospital procedures. We kind of walk them through what the hospital may or may not do. A doula in her community really needs to be the encyclopedia of that information. Should be very well versed in all the hospitals that she will be serving folks in, what the procedures there are, what the C-section rates there are, so that the client can have that information and start to process whether she wants to go to that hospital at all or not, or whether how she wants to advocate for herself, how she would like her partner to advocate for herself when she's going in to have her baby. My doula group is called Schiffer's Circle Community Doula Program. And I am very proud to say that I feel that we provide the most comprehensive doula support, certainly here in the Bay Area. We're blessed to have a lot of really wonderful doulas. And our doula program, we do a minimum of 7 to 10 births prenatally with clients, and that's because we want to definitely make sure that everybody has childbirth education on board. Some families are not able to do all the separate little classes that are out there, and there's childbirth ed, and there's baby care, and there's all these different classes that all have a cost, and some of our clients don't have the money for all of that. So we make sure that all families have this information, even families who can't afford to go and take all the classes. Sometimes, I don't know, could be pregnancy brain, maybe they didn't get along really well with the teacher, maybe the classes were late at night and everybody was tired and just kind of hanging in there and trying to stay awake. But very often parents walk away from a childbirth ed class with still not really solid knowledge about the process of birth and how it will affect them and what is required of them, and not even having a firm vision for themselves of the birth of their child and the fact that they play an active role. That's their vision that they can create and have, and it is reasonable for them to create and have. So going over the information again with us as doulas is really helpful for them. It stirs up whatever they may have forgotten and gives fresh information, so then when it's time to go in and have baby, these things are fresh in their hearts and fresh in their minds, and they're ready to bring forth their little one. We give complete childbirth ed education, as I said, lactation education, and we are, after the baby is born, we have at least 5 postpartum visits, if not more, depending upon what the family needs. If the family had a birth where the baby slipped out smooth as butter, the family might have much less need for postpartum visits, so the 5 might be all they need. But if there was complications or a C-section or breastfeeding didn't start out the way we'd wanted to, we offer unlimited visits postpartum to make sure that everything's on track. If for some reason one of my doulas can't handle a matter, and if she's contacted me and I can't handle a matter, say around breastfeeding, we are in touch with lactation consultants that we can plug the family in, no matter their income. We have wonderful lactation consultants that will help us for families who have no fee, and then we have lactation consultants that will charge a fee for what they do. Almost all of the practitioners that we work with have a sliding scale of some point. Because a doula's work is so important, I personally believe that everyone who's having a baby and wants a doula should have one. There are several wonderful organizations across the country, it depends upon where you're watching this video, that offer services to families at low income or higher income. It doesn't matter. There's a sliding scale, and we want to be set up to be able to support families so that everybody has the support that they need when it's time to have their baby. Unfortunately, this country has and still has pretty bad, pretty horrible infant and maternal mortality numbers. We have the worst numbers of any country in the industrialized world. And every time I say that, people look stunned and shocked, and it's true, and it's just really sad. It is not difficult to turn those things around. It is not difficult to provide care that is life-giving. We need to move away from the corporate model with regard to our medical care. Again, this is my opinion. We have to recognize that good health, that health and health information and information about our bodies and information about how our bodies work, how we have babies, how we make babies, how we raise babies, all that information is our human right to know. And it ought not to be because you are able to have the money to pay for a class or you have the money to pay for a doula that you get this important information. No, 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 no. So, bottom line, a doula is an incredibly helpful person. A doula is a guide, a support person, a friend, a mentor, a blessing. A doula can help you to have the most excellent experience of bringing your children into the world. The doula can help you and your partner to grow even more closer throughout your pregnancy, and certainly to bond in putting on the armor of parenting when it's time to welcome your baby into the world. Doulas have always provided this service. In my belief system, I consider it sacred service. We've always supported midwives in their births. We rejoice to support kind, compassionate, culturally competent obstetrical care. We support 100% loving, gentle, kind, knowledgeable nursing care. We are not medical people, but we definitely will highlight and support and celebrate good, solid, caring, science-based medical care when we see it happening. So I hope that is giving you a little bit more information about what a doula is. It's also giving you some information about my doula program, Schiffer Circle Community Doula Program. If you would like to come work with Schiffer Circle, please feel free to contact me. You can email me at Oakland Better Birth Foundation at Gmail. Excuse me, I forgot my email. Feel free to do that. You can call on 510-827-9160. You can call or text that number. You can visit our website, which is www.nia, N-I-A, Oakland Better Birth Foundation.com. All one word there, NIA, Oakland Better Birth Foundation.com. Please feel free to find Oakland Better Birth Foundation on Facebook and like us so that you know our events and things that are coming up in the community. We have events for doulas and furthering and deepening their training, as well as events for families, trainings for families, and just fun get-togethers for families. And a group for African American mamas is being planned, so you'll get some information on that as soon as it comes up. If you have any other questions, feel free to like this video. Please feel free to add your questions below this video here. I think this video is going to be on YouTube, so you'll be able to add comments on that. Call, email. Thank you for listening to me for 19 minutes and change, and I wish you the very best. And we'll be in touch very soon. Until we do, I wish you peace and baby blessings.